At least it was just statistics, and people can read people can read statistics. Thank you so much, Sunny. I appreciate that very much.
Perfect timing.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I've had it like with other Zooms, I've had it set up where like it starts recording automatically when I begin the meeting, but I ran out of space in Zoom. And so I turned that off and thought, oh, by now I'll definitely remember to record. Wrong. Okay, so we are going to dive right on into ConvertKit. And I'm going to share my screen again. Perfecto. Okay. I'm gonna move all of this over just a little bit. Okay, ConvertKit. I'm going to shut that so we don't have any noises. Okay, ConvertKit is it really is my new favorite tool. I can't wait to, so I too am just using the free version, which doesn't allow you at this point to set up all of those triggered emails. That's the next step, but I too am testing business concept and those sorts of things. So I have not moved up into that triggered email arena. But also you can see that with my, I have 57 subscribers, which is it's great. But if I really wanted to do a campaign of triggered emails, I could find the list with, I could find the subgroup within my 57 people, and I could theoretically just send them all an email. So I'm not worrying about the automated email piece quite yet. So this is what you'll see when you open ConvertKit, and it has some handy dandy information for you that you can, if you love numbers, which if you're here, you probably do, gives you a ton of great information. And then to build a landing page, we're going to click on this landing pages and forms tab. And then you can see all of these. These are all the ones that I've made for various purposes, most of which are to just use as examples for us to look at together today. And the first one that we are going to look at is this one. So this landing page is strictly for the purpose of you're wanting email addresses. That's the currency that you are, that's the currency that we're exchanging here. You want somebody's email address and they want whatever it is that you're providing. And just to be clear, I wish that I could, does anybody know, can I, like when I go to share my screen, maybe I'll just log in here too. When I share my screen, I can't see you guys at all. It's just me talking to the screen. But then when I come back out of sharing my screen, I can see you again. That's probably going to take too long. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to go with the very uncomfortable feeling.
Is there a reason why you want to see us? I think there's a way to do it, but I don't know offhand.
No, just because it's it just is a comfort thing. There in times in the past, I've had either my iPad or my phone also logged in, and but I'm gonna roll with it, and we are gonna just jump right on in. But again, chime in with questions if you have them. Okay, so with landing pages, again, the real goal of a landing page is to get somebody's email address. What we sort of in our group right now are confusing landing pages with is the purpose of a website. And our website is where we're going to be selling things, or we're going to be inviting people into our storefronts when we can open them again so that they purchase from us. A landing page is real designed purpose is to collect email addresses. And we are just sort of adding another little component to it right now, which is great because it's free and we should do all of this as we all test our businesses. But I just want to be clear with folks that the true purpose of a landing page is not to get people to purchase things from that site, but rather to get someone's email address so you can begin a relationship with that person moving forward. So this is an
Sarah,
example.
to clarify on that point, are you meaning like a sales page is where you would go to do that? And just so we understand like all of the tools that are needed, because this is about an offer that we're going to put out. I just want to make sure everybody understands what else they would need to do.
Right. So thanks, Michelle. So theoretically, and what is going to happen most likely for all of you, unless you're moving to a storefront business model, is that you're going to have your website, and on your website, that's going to have everything. It's going to have, about you, about your business. It's going to have all your programs and all those things. You guys obviously know exactly what's going to be on your website. On top of that, you can have a pop-up or something that is a landing page that is just getting people's email addresses. So they've come to your website for whatever reason because they're really excited and they're coming to you, and before they even get into your site, you want to woo them even more with dangling a carrot of a freebie or something like that, so that they give you their email address before they even move in to the website itself. And again, our landing page is really the purpose of it is to collect email addresses. Does that help clear things up a little bit, Michelle?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people understood if it's, where you would want to send people.
So I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at this, the little green box, is that the landing page?
No, this is what someone would see when they come. This is the whole page. This whole thing that you're looking at right now is the landing page. Landing pages can be tiny, they can be pop-ups, they can be, a whole variety of different sizes.
Okay, so like if I have a website, which I don't have yet, but when I do get my website, I'll work with ConvertKit to give me a little pop-up box on my website that helps drive people to give me their email address, or I'll offer them something. So that's what I'm learning here. And we're kind of double dutying it by using it. Since we don't have websites, we're kind of using it like a mini website. Okay, got it.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. We are using it right now as a Band-Aid before we have our full functioning websites up and going.
So Sarah, I've created several landing pages through Card.
Through Card?
Card. How is this different from Card?
I've never heard of Card. I don't know what Card is. I'm letting my dog out. Sorry.
Okay. It's like Linktree, it's just.
Oh.
It's just like a free website, literally. And I've been able to create 3 for free.
Then that's fantastic. It probably is just another tool that's very similar to this. I just happen to be, I just happen to really enjoy ConvertKit as the free option. So that's what I know. But it sounds like Cards sounds pretty fantastic.
Well, I'm just gonna be quiet and listen to the rest of your presentation because it might be a little bit different. It might have more functionality. So,
got it. Okay. Well, and this is just like, we aren't even scratching the surface of what ConvertKit can do. We're just really only talking about the landing page piece of it. And that's even just within their free program. There are, package, excuse me. There are so many different things that it can do. I don't even know what they are yet either.
What is Card? Is it CARD? Card? That's what you're calling it?
CARRD.
Oh, okay. Just out of curiosity, because I also haven't heard of it. Thanks.
Yeah, so yeah, if you know a little bit of coding, you can actually customize it, but it's free. I created 3 landing pages, you know.
Cool. I'm gonna check it out. That sounds like another fun thing to learn. The other, so I know ConvertKit, and the only thing that I know about MailChimp is that it did not work for me in terms of just the way that I interact with programs. It was not my cup of tea. So I've moved away from MailChimp entirely. But I've also used Flowdesk for my creative business. I haven't dug deep into it either. But it is very like it too is just like ConvertKit or any of those others. But I also have also really loved the way that I am able to, as the user, to interact with Flowdesk. So if that's another, and like it's owned and run by these 2 women, and like all the templates are beautiful. I love Flowdesk, and that's what I also would recommend people checking out. They do not have a free plan, but you can have, like, they give you a month free trial, so you can check that out if you'd like. Okay, so we are going to build this page together, sort of. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So this is what a finished landing page would look like. And what I'm wanting to do here is collect people's email addresses. And in exchange, I'm going to be giving them a PDF, which has a calendar of all of a whole bunch of different hashtags and holidays all through the whole month of December. So people who are like, heavy on the content or engagement in Instagram or something like that, they might really like this, because there are hashtags for every day in this little thing. So that could be an enticing little nugget for them. So that's what we are theoretically going to make. They give me their first name and their email address. I choose to collect their first name so that I can then personalize things on the back end when I'm sending them emails moving forward. And then they click this button and it says, voila, you have successfully subscribed. Go check your email for your content. But when you want to make a new one yourself, so you click on the create new, and then this will pop up, and it's a form or a landing page. The left is a form, and it is just embedding the functionality of your landing page into your website. So like if you already have a website up, you can like just embed this little piece that says, hey, I'd like your email address, essentially, just right into your website. We aren't going to talk about that today, but when you get more familiar with ConvertKit, you can go in and see that the form, it has the same purpose. It just is embedded in your website or into really your website, as opposed to a landing page, which is a separate spot where you get to land. So here, when you create new, these are all the different templates that you can make any of these templates for the most part do all the exact same things. You can customize them. There are and again, all of them, their primary purpose is to get people's email address. So that is what is in all of these. So you can scroll through and pick out the one that you find to be best. And there are some, like here, this has a video component embedded into it. So people come to your landing page, they get to watch this video, and then they're super excited because they are going to be the next Justin Timberlake. And then they give you their email address, and you're going to make them the next Justin Timberlake. So there's a whole bunch of different ones, and you just have to find the ones that you like and prefer over others. So we are going to pick this guy just for fun. Just a standard page, no bells and whistles, but we are going to make it our own. So when you have chosen the landing page that you want, then you obviously pick it, and here you are. And the way that I go about doing my landing pages is I do all the pretty stuff first, and I get everything the way that I like it, and then I do the things on the back end. So we are going to dive into what the pretty things look like first. So you can see that it's got all this pre-populated text in there just as placeholders, and this photo. Just the way that I work, I change the photo first, primarily because it then allows me to, pick colors and sort of get that whole vibe in there together. So, and then on the right here, there's this general styles. This is where all of the editing, the majority of the editing can take place. And we will get into, there's like, you can be even more specific with your editing, but this is where the majority of it happens, is over here on the right-hand side. And all the different fields are editable. And you can see that when you click on it, then it takes you really specifically to editing that certain element. But you guys will all figure that out too. Okay, so let's say that we want to change our background picture. We are going to click the picture button, and then you can see these are all photos that I've uploaded before. Or over here on the left, this is where you can upload an image. This is where we can search from Unsplash. It just takes you right there directly. You don't have to like even get out of ConvertKit at all. It just opens right on up to Unsplash, and you can choose whatever it is that you would like. Oops. Or it links directly to your Instagram feed, which is super cool. So you can, you've already made your post, or you made a post yesterday, or, something like that. And you want to grab that photo, you can click on Instagram and it takes you straight there. But we are going to, let's pick this. Oh, it is the same thing. Let's pick that guy. So here's our background now. And then we're going to call it Black Friday ConvertKit Workshop. We are just editing as we go along. So happy you are here. And then this is where your content is down at the bottom on the way that this one is set up. Grab your favorite landing page template that I've designed. I have not. And then down here, we're going to, obviously talk about what it is. So we have not changed any of these things, any of the aesthetic elements. So we could just click on the title, come over here, and we can make it green and change the size if we want. And then down here, let's say that we really only want these two words landing page to be different. If you just click on the whole thing, it's taking you over here. And if I were to change it, it would change the whole subheadline or subheading. But let's say that we just want to change these two words. When you highlight, you can see that some things pop up, and this is a subheading. That was a bad example because they don't like to let you edit your subheadings, but let's say here, so down in the content of your text, you want to just change these few words, and you want to make them bold and bigger, and change the color that is available to you. So the first step is your first stop is over here in the general styles, and then If you can't find exactly what you want there and you want to make it even more customized, then you can come over here and highlight your text and then use these options. If you want to put a link in there, you can do that too. In my opinion, and again, I am no expert, but in my opinion, if you're putting calls to action that take folks somewhere else, then you may not capture their email address. So in my opinion, the only place that you want people to ultimately click and engage with is over here where they're giving you their email address and then they're hitting the submit button. Okay, so we've made like these basic changes over here. Join the community through subscribing. And then so this email address piece, you can't delete this. And some of the templates just have this email address and then you can add your first name. This template already has it built in, but let's say we wanted to add another field over here, like their last name. We just click this little plus button here and then type in last name. And we are wanting to save it as a custom field. It won't let me click in there right now. So that this is now what you are going to be getting when the people are coming to your page. You get their first name, their last name, their email address, and then they click here. So that is just the basics of the form. The way that you can really make it personalized though, is when you are working so we're just looking at our screen or at our page as a whole. We want to potentially add a photo over here, let's say. So we see this little plus button. We click here, and this gives us a whole bunch of different things to add over here. So you can insert a file, you can have bullets or numbers, you can add a quote with big quotation marks that are very eye-grabbing. You can add an image, which we're going to do, different icons. You can add a button, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. You can add your Instagram feed right here if that is like where you want it on your page, if that's what you want. You can add some more code. You can even tag a product. So we're going to insert a photo, and we're going to click on this guy. And there it is. There's our photo. So like really, the opportunities are rather endless in terms of the editing, but at the same time, there's nothing that you can do to like screw it up and then not be able to undo it. Whereas like if you're building a website and having to, like if you're choosing to go down the road of editing code, if you screw it up and you can't remember what you did to undo it, then you have a larger problem on your hands. So don't feel intimidated or anything like that. Just editing and playing around and all those things. And again, it's free. You could just hit save and publish and then go delete it, or just delete it right here if that's what you would like to do. Any questions up to this point? Okay, let's see.
I do have a quick question.
Go for it.
I wanted to change the typeface. Was that just in there?
Yeah. And yes. So if this was, I just clicked on the general styles. So I'm now in the very first thing that shows up. If I want to change that's for the headings, you can see that the font changed. It gives you plenty of options, but not like all 900 or so or whatever of Google's options for you. So here's some more, and then here's for the body. You can change the body down here. so that as soon as you get in there and start playing, it's going to be, you're going to have so much fun if you're one that enjoys to make things pretty on the computer.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions here? No. Okay. So let's say that you've gotten your, everything is exactly the way that you want it. The next thing that you're going to do to make it work on the back end is to come up here to settings. And so you're going to click on, well, first we're going to save and publish. I don't know why it says publish. I mean, I do. I realize the word publish means that it's going out into the interwebs, but I haven't shared this link with anyone, so no one's going to know how to find it. So anyhow, I just hit save as I go because I have learned the hard way with ConvertKit is if I accidentally get taken away from this page and then I come back, it does not save things automatically. So in our settings, this is where the magic happens. So it's going to pop up and it's going to say, you're going to see this with every different template that you have. And so it's literally asking you exactly what you want your customer to experience when they are engaging with your landing page. So when they subscribe to the page, they are going to get, they're going to put in their name and then their email address and hit the button. And when they hit the button, what is it that's going to show up for them? Is it going to say success? Now go check your email. Or is it going to take them to a different page? Like maybe this is at this point redirecting them to your homepage of your website if you have your website up and running. But this is where when people click the button, this is where you are directing them exactly where to go next. Which I'm sure you guys have seen. You even saw it when we did our ours together. Here, let's see. Okay. So this is all in your PowerPoint. This is all just those directions in a much more articulate and succinct way of explaining things than me rambling and trying to find words. I'm practicing with my presentation on Zooms. So here is what that success message will be. This is an example. So here's the general. I want them to see this, and then it's giving them directions, even what I explicitly want them to do next. And then the next piece is the
You're not
domain.
sharing your screen, Sarah.
Oh gosh, that's a problem. That's a
Somehow
problem.
it popped off.
There we go. We're back. Okay, so what I was here, and this is what will pop up in ConvertKit. This is the success message. This is the green. It's green in ConvertKit for whatever reason. So I've told them what I want them to do, and they're going to do it. And then the next, box is, it went away again. The next box is this domain name. And this may sound confusing because typically when we're talking about our domain name, we're talking about our website's name. That's not what we are talking about here. So in this domain name setting, you can see that I've created this unique one, sarahalaska.ck.page. And then we're going to create a specific page or a specific title that takes people exactly to this page. So we're going to step out just a second and talk about what that really means. So in your account settings, maybe when you were playing around, when you set up ConvertKit, you were playing around and you saw that there were some general options. In your account settings, you have this option to create a unique domain name. And that is not something that you have purchased necessarily from Google or anything. This is just within ConvertKit. I could change this to being I Love Alaska and then hit save. And then that would be what my account domain is in ConvertKit moving forward. So because I'm wanting brand continuity and I'm still, again, testing how things are going, I'm going to put in the actual name of my domain. But because this is here at the end, it is not actually connected to my real domain. Does that make sense? I know that that's a bit confusing.
What's the purpose of them giving you that?
So this is making it more easy, excuse me, for people to find or to remember. And also like really for branding purposes, it's going like when you are sharing this with people that says, you know, like, hey, to sign up for the freebie, come here. They're going to see your branding, your piece of branding, as opposed to
instead
like,
of it saying ConvertKit,
exactly.
it's going to kind of say my living vintage title.
Yep.
So it's just a little bit more continuity.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes. Yep.
And that'll be an embedded link, not in the, it'll be a link in my form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm going back to our form, to our domain name. So here you can see that this would be, you know, whatever it is that you've chosen to be your custom. And then this is the ConvertKit piece that does the talking that we don't even get to touch. And I'm going to name this page Black Friday, if I could spell. So now this is going to be the custom domain that I've already set up. This is the page, the specific link to this page that we just built. And I'm going to hit add. And here is the link. And this is what is going to be shared with your consumers or whomever it is that you're wanting to come to this page. This is the money winner. This is what you're going to be sharing. And when we hit save and are done with it, there'll be a place to just easily hit copy and paste. But this is the place, this is exactly what people are going to be either typing in or clicking to get to your spot. Okay, and then the next piece is this incentive. So the incentive this is a really important piece of your landing page. So the majority of the time, like 99% of the time, you're going to have people click the button and then you're going to be sending them to their inbox to either get your freebie or whatever it is. That's just like the natural progression of the customer experience. When you send this incentive email, it offers two things. The first is it's sending them to their email to get the cool thing that you want, but it's also serving as what's called a double opt-in with email. And that's a compliance piece. So the US doesn't have quite as strict of rules with email as some places in Europe do, but because we're typically operating on a global scale, theoretically, we want to make sure that we're in compliance everywhere. And the double opt-in means that people have to say yes twice, that they want to give you their email address. So the first is when they type it into your form and they hit send. And then the second is when they go to their email and there's the, hey, so glad you subscribed. I'm so happy that you're here. Click here for your freebies. And then they click the button and up pops the PDF that they're going to download. When they click that second button to get the PDF, that is the second time that they are giving you permission. So that's the double opt-in. If you uncheck this and don't have them do that twice, it says that our deliverability may be at risk, because our people will not be, like, we don't have the option of auto confirming people. So for our purposes, I can't think of any time where you would want to uncheck that email, or uncheck that box, just to make sure that we are in compliance with the email police. But when and then we're going to customize what this email going to them looks like. So back to our theoretical December content calendar landing page, where we're going to give people the calendar of super awesome hashtags. We're going to give that to them in their email. We're going to send them the incentive email, and when they get we are going to direct them to a download. So when they open up their email, they say, hey, click the freebies, they click the button, they're going to be asked to, or they're going to have a file there for them to choose from. And we are just going to attach it. So then they click the button, and then this Black Friday thing pops up, or the December content calendar, or whatever it is. And then this is what the email will look like. So it's your name, you're coming from your email. December content calendar. Thanks so much for subscribing. Enjoy your calendar. Okay, so that's the content of our email. And then here is that magical button that we were talking about. And you can change the contents here. Click here for your calendar. You can change the color to purple. This URL piece right here, this where it says it has this little bit of HTML stuff. You don't need to touch this. And if you do touch it by accident, then ConvertKit doesn't like that at all, because you've taken away that double opt-in. And so they say a confirmation button is required. Thank you very much. Click here to add one. So now it's back up, and I can just delete this. And here we have our button again. But I've deleted the button. Like, one of my editing, just like with the way that I work is, I double click and the whole bit of text gets highlighted, and then I hit delete, and it then deletes the button. So click here for calendar. Okay, so you can edit those things, and our email is ready. Our email is ready to go. So they are going to click here, and that download is going to pop up, and then we're going to save. We're going to talk about this in just a little bit. If you are wanting to have them go to a place instead of the download, you're going to have them go to that URL. So if you are wanting them to go to a Zoom link, or sending them to Calendly to schedule a time to meet with you, or anything like that, you're going to put in that address here, And then in your email, this button is going to send them, when they click it, to that spot. It's not going to give them the download because you're sending them to a place. Does that make sense? The two different things that you can do when you're both giving them what they are coming for and also complying with the email police and having that double opt-in. Does that make sense?
I just have a quick question about what you just said about sending them to a Zoom link. Like, where would you put the Zoom link to send them to?
So like, let's say that you are having a, well, with the Zoom link, there would probably be one more step in there that we can talk about, because if you are, well, to the registration page. So if you wanted to, if you're going to have a workshop or something like that, and you're hosting it on Zoom, and let's say that it was for snowshoeing 101, and you're going to have your Zoom link to that registration piece, you would put that link, you would have already done your back end stuff on Zoom, and you would have cut and paste or cut the link where you're asking people to register, and you would be putting that link right here. And so
okay, I was just like,
then
I was confused because I was like, you can just like link to a Zoom link. That's yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I like your example of snowshoeing 101. That was great.
Thanks. Excuse me. I live in Alaska, and I was looking around my little workspace here, and I don't snowshoe. I'm not sure where snowshoeing came from, but it's a very Alaskan thing. Maybe it's because I have my mug with my stickers on it.
I do snowshoe, so if you want to know more about it, you can just DM me.
Oh, perfect. That's great. I have before, but I grew up a cross-country skier, so when most people snowshoe, that I choose cross-country ski, but it's all fun out in the snow. Okay, so here, that's the incentive piece. This advanced tab, I haven't touched any of it. We know what the reCAPTCHA things are, and this says it's an invisible reCAPTCHA. I'm not quite sure what that really means, other than it shows that there's a badge that is essentially probably making things more secure. I checked that box. Do I need to? I don't know. So if you learn more about this advanced tab, let me know. But anyhow, there shouldn't be anything here for our purposes that you need to check or uncheck that is going to impact the result that you're wanting to get with your customer. Okay, and then the last piece is your SEO and analytics. And anytime that you have, in my opinion, anytime that you have the opportunity to tell Google about you, take advantage of it, because Google is always behind the scenes crawling the back end of the interwebs, looking for certain things and doing whatever it is that Google does. But the more often that you have your name or your brand or, about you out in Google connecting to you, the more likely it is that your results in the search engine are going to go up. So just take the minute or two to add in a little bit about your business. So Sarah, Alaska, content calendar. This December content calendar is perfect for all content creators. Blah, 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 blah. So just take the 2 seconds it takes to just add a little bit more. And then you can change the image to be your logo or whatever, because when you share that your link, that specific link that is created for this page, when you share that, let's say on Facebook, whatever the image is that you put here is going to be like the social media image. You know how like on Facebook, there's a little image that shows up with the thing that you're going to, with the button that you're going to click there. If you leave this part blank, it's just going to say content calendar and then maybe a little bit about it, but there isn't going to be the visual piece. So just take a minute or two to add in a photo and a little bit about you. And then you can link it all to all of these fancy analytics trackers, which we are not going to get into today at all. But you have that option to connect all of that here. So that's the back end. So with all of that being said, we've made our page pretty. I obviously didn't save correctly, but our page is pretty. It's ready. We are ready for them to give us their name and their email and get those freebies. And we've set it all up on the back end with the success message we're giving them, our custom URL that is actually saved. It just isn't here right now, but we've already saved that. Here's the incentive email. And right now we're still sending them to, let's say, the Zoom workshop that Michelle's going to teach us on snowshoeing. We've done the advanced piece, which is nothing, and we've added a little bit of analytics. We are all ready to go. It is now ready to be launched live to the universe. The last thing that I can recommend is to use the preview button to make sure that it's beautiful and just the way that you want it to look. This is exactly what people are going to be seeing, but also to proofread like no less than 842 times. Like make sure that your spelling is correct. If there's like one thing that is like a for sure potential for a make or break, it's having spelling errors on your landing page. Even if it is just a typo and people can see that, just do yourself a favor and make sure that you have done all of your spell check. And if you have somebody that's close by that you want to have obviously read over it, have them do that too. So just make sure that you've done your spell check. So when you are all ready to share your page with everybody, what I've noticed in ConvertKit is, I should have shown you first. So you probably noticed that I just refreshed the page. Just beforehand, it would have said sarahalaska.ck.page/ and then it would have been a whole bunch of numbers, even though we told it to be this Black Friday piece. For whatever reason, ConvertKit wants you to refresh your page. So I refreshed the page. This is the link. I just clicked copy and then come right on up here, paste it. And here we are. And we are going to add our first name. It would help if I had the full, there we go. Okay, and there's our success message. And we're gonna see up here in just a minute, I'm gonna get an email notification that's gonna pop up. Like right there, there it is. So if we go to our email, I'm going to click it. I didn't change it, so it's going to send us back to ConvertKit. So here we are. Our submission or our subscription has been confirmed. So that's that. And that's pretty much the same process that you're going to go through with any type of email, with any type of landing page that you're going to create. We're going to look at some others that do point in different directions, but again, it's really essentially the same chain of events on your end every time with the exception of if you're linking to a paid offer, which we are going to get to in just a minute, because I imagine that's what a lot of us are here for. So just to quickly show you some examples of others. So this is another landing page that I made, what in the actual tech, a tech Q&A 1 hour, submit your questions ahead of time. Here's the time. Submit your questions ahead of time through a Google form linked to your registration. They're going to give me their name, their email, and click the button. And then it is linked to a Google page. So I'm sending them, the purpose of this landing page is to get people to come to this tech Q&A 1 hour. So they have the time, they're going to sign up. Great, your answers await. Check your email for the link to the Zoom registration, as well as the Q&A form to fill out ahead of time. There it is. Here's the email that I have customized. Yay, you're here. So happy. Here's your register for the Zoom link below. Your Zoom registration will have a link to the Google form. So this is what you were talking about, Michelle, earlier. So we're going to go here. And here's our meeting registration. And you can see right here, this is the small print. Do I actually care if people fill out the form ahead of time? Yeah, it'd be nice, but like if I really want them to do it, now that I have their email address, I'm going to email them that form also. So they register and voila, they're in. Again, here's that form. And all the Zoom information, super great. And I've registered for the tech Q&A that happened yesterday. So that is one example of when you're building your landing page, wanting to get someone's email, and that currency exchange of email address for something is you're giving them this tech Q&A 1 hour and you're having them register. Okay. So that's another example. And then let's see, this is another example of a landing page, which has a variety of options. So over here, hey, Tiger Lily and Tundra, it's eclectic Alaskan art and stickers, all those fun things. Super awesome. I want your email address, and in return for that, I'm going to give you a coupon for 20% off. So that is what I want people to do. And over here, though, you see on the side, there are these links to a whole bunch of different places. You can visit my Etsy shop. You can go to my Instagram feed. You can Facebook or go to the website. These are all links. And again, I am not a professional marketer by any stretch of the imagination, but in my opinion, these things are distractors from what I really want them to do, which is to give me their email address. So they have these options, but let's say they want to go to my Instagram page or Instagram feed, they're going to potentially click there, but then never come back. And then I don't have their email address.
What I like about this is you could use it like Linktree for different things that people are interested in that do capture email. So you could use it in a different way than they're demonstrating it, right?
Right. So on your Instagram, you could have, in link in bio, instead of it being a Linktree link, it could be to this that would either have them subscribe and save their 20%, or it would then potentially take them to their Facebook page or your website or whatever. It's essentially just a different a different thing than Linktree, but could serve essentially the same purpose. Does that make sense?
So basically, I could design a landing page, put that link in my bio in IG, and I can load it up with all these buttons that go to the different things that I have that I want. So I can cut Linktree out altogether and just use ConvertKit for that as well.
You could. Yep. So here's another ad link.
Nice.
Great. We've added another one, and this cut it read, you know, in the nanosecond that happened, it read what I've put on the back end of my website as being that SEO piece. So it's put that up there already, which is super cool. So yeah, you can use.
Is this under landing? What is this under web? What
This is all also under landing pages.
it is?
So
Okay.
it's actually, oops, create new. It's one of the templates that's right here.
Aha.
Thank you for demonstrating that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking about using Linktree because I noticed like Amy Porterfield uses it from her Instagram to drive people to different special offers that she has. And I was like, ooh, I like that, because then you kind of can capture people where their interest is.
Oh yeah, totally. And then like, even, I wonder, so if, let's say, like you could even have each one of these buttons point to a different place on your website. Like, check out my snowshoes for adventure travel, check out my snowshoes for everyday wear, check out hats and mittens, or, you know, like all the different things. Those are all products, but yes, it could be like, here's my snowshoeing class, here is the literature on it, here's a link to our Facebook community of people that snowshoe.
Now I want to start a snowshoeing class.
I am all in, Michelle. If you do it, I am here for it, for sure. Gosh, yes. So yeah, the opportunities really are endless. And what I also love, again, I mentioned it earlier, is that you cannot screw it up. There's like no way that you can, you know, like sometimes with websites, you get a little, like for me, when I'm tinkering around with a website, like if I'm doing something that is potentially going to have a big impact on the way that my website functions, I either, you know, save all the code ahead of time, or I know exactly what it is that I've done, so that if I need to undo it immediately, I can do that without, you know, totally messing things up. But with this, you can just delete the thing and then you're done. And
there's also a way to save it without publishing it, just so you know.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, so if you go into one of your ones that's going, do you see the 3 little dots? There you go. You can archive it. Archive means save without publishing.
Oh, delightful. Well, that's just fantastic. Thank you. So that's something else.
How many of these can you create?
How many can you create?
Yeah, because card, I think there's only 3 for the free account.
You can make a bazillion.
Wow, much better.
I think in the PowerPoint there is a statistic, and I don't want to give you a specific number. I'm going to make a number up, but know that I'm making it up. That businesses that use like 10 or more landing pages for one purpose have like a super, super, super high rate of return on investment over businesses that just use 1 or 2, for instance. So we could make 50 different landing pages that are unique to that customer base that all point back to the same place. So like, we'll continue with snowshoes. If I want to make one, a landing page, and I'm wanting to reach out to the elementary schools or whatever, I would make one that is school friendly. If I wanted to have it with like the local adventure club, I would make a landing page that would be specific to them. Like you can make a bazillion of them that all come to the same place or all do the exact same thing. They just look all packaged up nice and pretty and personalized for that specific clientele. So you can make as many as you want. There is no limit.
Just FYI, this is definitely a much more robust free feature, because like for card, you have to upgrade to Pro in order to use the embed feature and the form feature.
Oh.
So I'm probably gonna be switching over all my stuff today to this. So thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm giving you more work, but I'm glad that you're gonna find something that works for you. That's great. Yeah, again, I have only used ConvertKit for like 2 weeks when I wanted to throw MailChimp out the window. And I've loved every bit of it so far. Okay, so the last one that we are going to talk about, and I know that we have 12 minutes left. We may go a minute or two over, but if you have to leave, I totally 100% completely understand. And thanks to Sunny, we have it recorded. So if you need to pop out, then I completely get it. But we should be like, we know the basics by now. We should be able to move through it and probably get finished right on time. So if you want to right now have a Band-Aid and have your landing page, make it so you get paid for whatever it is that you're offering in return for their email address, here's the Band-Aid. In ConvertKit, again, this is the free piece. You're going to start with a product. So we're going to go to products, and it shows you the things that you have as products, and we're going to create a new product. And your product is, it can be anything. It is just something that you're asking people to pay you for. And so for, let's say we're going to have people pay for a workshop. We are just going to name ConvertKit workshop. We are going to name it. We can have people pay us once, or if we were going to have ConvertKit, and next time we're going to talk about Google Analytics, and then the time after that, automated email, and then who knows after that. And it's going to be like a multi-week thing. I could potentially charge for a subscription, which I think is super cool that this is also all part of the free piece. Give it the price, that many dollars for a workshop. And then we're going to click next. And here it's asking you what it is that you're going to be selling. So is it a product that you are asking people to pay for? Is it a fancy schmancy newsletter that only the insiders get, like essentially like an e-magazine or whatever? Or is it something else? So in this case, it would be something else because we're having a workshop. And so we've clicked something else, and we've clicked next, and then it's already giving us the custom domain with a suggested name for the end of the part of the link. I am not going to change this. I'm just going to hit create. So I have created my product. Unless, why isn't it going?
OMG, I love this.
Maybe it's because I asked for this many dollars. Okay, we're asking for something else.
An unreasonable request of funds.
Right. Okay. Yep, that must have been it. Okay, so then it takes you here. to essentially the same thing. This is where you get to make it pretty again. So you click on, again, I start with the photos. You can add your photo. I'm clicking too fast for the lovely little thing. This one was the background photo. So that popped up there. If I want to edit this photo, which is nothing, you can see that it's blank right here. I can add it. There it is. It's beautiful. Add my text, blah, blah, blah. Join the workshop. Change it all. Everything's pretty. This is exactly what we want it to be. I'm going to hit save. And then again, I'm going to go into my settings. It's this is essentially what we've already done. I just want to confirm that this is what it is going to look like for the people. It's called the ConvertKit Workshop. It's they're paying me once for $5. We are having something else this workshop, and here's the domain name. So that's that piece. And then here over on the left is we are editing this ConvertKit piece right now. This is what we're editing. Here's the next piece, the checkout. So this is what the customer is going to see when they get ready to check out, their email, their payment, and then they pay you. And I should have mentioned that also over here in your account settings, that's where you can link. ConvertKit works with Stripe. And again, it's free. But ConvertKit, that's who they use. If you want to like find a workaround to make it go to PayPal, you can do that, but it won't, like, you'll just be sending them the link to your PayPal, and instead of having this, it'll be sending them to PayPal. So you,
I just have a question. I think this is probably the case, but Stripe usually charges a transaction fee. Just yeah. So just so everyone understands that using that tool will, you know, be affecting what they get out of the money.
And it's like, don't quote me, but it's like either 2 or 3%. It's whatever the industry standard is for places that are taking transaction fees, like Etsy, for instance. It's just it's along those same lines. So anyhow, with Stripe, we're connected to Stripe. They're going to give you their credit card number. Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify. So I'm working with a financial person that's helping us set up all of our financial side. And she had me using Jot form, which I wasn't happy with, but it was going directly to PayPal. So with this, I can't do PayPal button that goes right to PayPal. It's limited to Stripe. Is that right? I just want to be clear.
Yes and no. How about that for a really vague answer? The cut and paste black and white A to Z is ConvertKit to Stripe.
Great. Okay.
Bypass go through all the letters and get to Z. PayPal takes some other third-party add-ons. So like if you have someone who is setting up your finances and is savvy in that regard, then they will probably be able to do that for you. But it's not just the straight, here it is, I'm making a product and off we go.
But is Stripe going to be similar to PayPal? It's just going to be a way for me to get money and for them to pay me. Like it's just a money transfer thing, right? Like Square or whatever. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Super. Okay.
Yes. So this is their ordering, and then this is the confirmation page that shows up after they have given you, well, they haven't given you, after they have communicated with the financial universe with their credit card, information, and you can change this to like be on brand with whatever it is that you are making. You can also add in all those other fancy things. Here's the life ring. you can, add in whatever it is. You can customize that here and make this confirmation page look beautiful and pretty. Which in my opinion, every time that you take a few minutes to make if you have the option to edit whatever the user is going to be seeing to be on brand with you, the more consistent you are, the more likely it is that folks are going to see you as a professional in your industry or the expert in your industry or something like that. They're going to have a better user experience than just getting the generic pop-up that just says, hey, thanks. So just take a second, in my opinion, to make it pretty. And then, so that was the confirmation. And then this is what they get emailed. And this little piece of code right here, which is in your PowerPoint, is this will make it so it says, hey, Michelle, or hey, Sunny, hi, Juliet. That's this little piece of code right here is what makes it so that happens and it's personalized. And again, I would certainly, and look, you can even hit the button and it tells you, I forgot about this. You can already set it up so that you just click the personalization button and it goes in there. You don't have to cut and paste the code. But again, you can make this on brand, and then like this is humongous. Obviously, we would want to change the size, make it something much smaller. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This, that, and the other. And you guys, this is the experience that you had when you signed up for this workshop. I had cut and pasted the Zoom link here and had made it pretty. I also, for this workshop in particular, and for any sort of thing where people are going to need more information from me after they've purchased, I would put that both in this confirmation page and then also in the email. So once they have paid you, then you can give them the information in my opinion, give them that information a whole lot of times so that they really just can't miss it. And then they aren't emailing you and saying, I never got the link, or, help. And then also you're going to have their email addresses. So let's say that we were wanting to go snowshoeing with Michelle in a month, but we signed up now, like 2 days before the event. She could email, even using the free version of ConvertKit, she could email everybody that's coming and say, hey, remember, we're meeting at the South Fork Trailhead at 9 tomorrow. Okay, so we've made our product and it's beautiful. And then we are going to, we've already made it. It's really pretty. Now we are going to, I thought I had one open. Nope, I must have shut it. We are going to make our landing page that connects to the product. So we are going to look at this example. So this is the one that I made for this. So it actually will, so this is what it looks like, the finished product, and then we'll go build one together. So here is what it is. This, I've edited it just the same. The tricky piece here, the way that we are hacking, so to speak, is when they give you your name, give you your email address, here it is, sign me up. This is the button that then triggers up here our success message. So in the success message, I've told people to click below. So they've given me their email address. They're clicking the button. This is what pops up to them. Hey, you're almost in. Get ready to crush your email campaigns and blah, blah, blah. Finish your registration by clicking below. and this is the button that you click next, and it takes them to the product page. Does that make sense?
So once they put the name and the email address in, then that other thing pops up that says, great, you're on your way. Click the button below.
Yep.
And then you hit the sign me up now, or that was the button?
No, you hit the button and it says, hey, great.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
in, and then click the button below, and I will show
Okay.
you how to add the button in, and then we will also look at this. Let's do this. Let's look here first. Okay, here it is live. Okay, here is, I am right now up to this point using ConvertKit just the way that it is originally intended to do. Okay, I'm giving my email address by clicking the button. Great. Hey, I'm almost in. Finish by signing up here.
Got it.
Yep. And then here we are. It's taken us to the product page that I already made. Clicking the button, and then I'm not going to pay myself, but that's that. Okay. So the way that you add, this is the only, I mean, it's not really tricky, but the only thing, the way that you make this button, those are the words that I'm looking for, is you click the little thing, the little plus sign, and add your button. We're going to make it bigger. And I mean, we're gonna want to move the button up, of course, and make that part pretty. And change, let's say, the color. So we have our button. Pay me. In this URL piece, this is where you need to, I still don't have one open. Does anybody else operate with like 55 different tabs open at the same time, or is it just me? Okay.
Me. Totally me.
Perfect.
Sarah.
Great. Okay, so we are back on that. This is the product page that we've made our complete product. We're here again. We hit publish. This is the link. So this is the link to the product. You're going to cut or copy and paste this link into this URL thing for the button. This is how this button then takes your person to the product page. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So they give you their email, they sign up, the success message says to complete the registration, they come down here to pay you. You've made this button that links to the product, they click the product, and then they go and they pay you, and then everyone goes snowshoeing together, and it is a magical wintertime experience.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see.
Where did you put in, sorry, Sarah, when we did yours and signed up, you also sent some PDF or something. I feel like there was something attached to it. I couldn't open it with zip.
Yeah,
so
that's a great question. That's a great.
And how are you formatting it? Because you made it a zip and it doesn't open. So I was also wondering about that.
Okay. I don't know why the zip didn't open.
Oh,
because there were a bunch of files in it, so I zipped it together as opposed to just attaching. Here, let me share my screen again. There we go.
Mhm.
We will go right into that one exactly. Okay, so this is the one that I made. Here's all the buttons. And then up here in settings, here's the success message, sign up below. The domain name is here. Here's the incentive email. And so this is the email that you got as the double opt-in that is both giving you something extra. I mean, I could have just had it be nothing, like I could send you to my Etsy shop if I would have wanted to do that. But I chose to send you a zip file that apparently won't open. So
Maybe I'm not techie. It's on my iPhone. I don't know how to open it.
if iPhone won't open zips without an app. So, okay. So this is just in that, the basic backend settings of just making a standard landing page. So just to make ConvertKit work and to make it so all of this is possible, we have to follow the ConvertKit rules or the email rules. And we have to send this email to the people as our double opt-in. So that's what this is doing. So really, from my purposes, I got your email address and I got you to pay me. And what you're really wanting is this workshop, not these freebies that I'm sending to you. That's just something that I chose to add in. So that is what this piece is here. Does that help?
You just added it into your, I don't know, you clicked on one of these buttons and add something in. That's all it is, like as an extra. It's not actually your thing. Like what if your thing was only sign up to do a download, not a class?
Right. That was the very first one that we did. Then that would be exactly what you do. You, if that was all you wanted, then that would be all that you needed to put in there.
Okay.
So like if you, let's say that, so that document folder or that attachment is called Sarah Alaska Branding. Let's say this whole page was just about wanting that bundle of Sarah Alaska branding tools. I'm going to make my page beautiful. And then here's where I'm attaching it. They give me their email address. I attach this file. They hit send and it gets sent to them. And this is what they get. They don't have to sign up for anything else because we haven't even put that in there.
So you click on that, you don't click download, you just click on that Sarah Alaska branding?
No, this is on the back end for me.
I
From
know.
users' experience, then yeah, they will open their email and then click the button.
Hey, Sarah.
Mhm.
It came up for me. by
Did
the
you
way.
open it on a computer?
No, it's on my iPhone.
Oh, okay.
And it's hidden in something, and I found it in some random download section that I don't know where that even is on my phone, and I could not open anything.
Huh.
No, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's not
Zip
open.
files typically won't
I
open.
have a question, Sarah.
Yep.
For me, I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I have a hard time like when I actually go to do the stuff, and like obviously this isn't like it's moving quickly enough to where
Yeah.
it's impossible to implement during.
Right.
So I'm just mentioning that because I might not be alone in that. And so I'm wondering if like you are going to be able to provide any kind of support
Absolutely.
for folks who, as they actually do their implementation, and I'm happy to pay you for your time if I need you. Like one of the things that I'm doing for clients is like, being available for office hours on Voxer or something like that. I'm just
Idea.
whatever works for you as far as being able to give a little support to us, because I know
Mhm.
I'll probably have questions when I go to make mine.
Yeah. And Voxer's a great suggestion. I hadn't thought of that, but of course, we are all connected. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You're all going to get oh, wait a minute. I don't want to stop sharing. I just wanted to switch pages. all of this is coming to you, so this will be helpful. But again, yes, I am absolutely
Oh, wow.
100% available. Here is all of my contact information. You can find me easily, you know, message me on Facebook and say, hey, this is what I need. So someone that took it whenever I did it last week, she said, you know, I think that I've got it, but I'm not quite sure. This is what I'm having trouble with. And I just made a quick little, like did like a screencast, and I just took a video of me doing it on my screen, and I just sent her that file. It was like a 30-second video of me doing what she needed. And then I gave some written instructions. So yeah, absolutely. 100%. You are not alone. I am here for you. Reach out and absolutely just make sure that you stay in touch. And the other thing too is these are all the example landing pages that I made so like if you want to know how to link to just the document that comes up in their email, here's an example of that landing page. If you want coupons or, you know, that other page that we saw with the other social media pieces, that's this page. The Zoom registration is this one. And then, the paid offer, like the one we just talked about, those are these two things. So that's all here. And then here is all of my information. You can find me at all these places. I'm sort of having an identity crisis with Sarah, Alaska, and Tiger Lily and Tundra. And so I have an Etsy shop with Tiger Lily and Tundra and stickers and all of that stuff. And that's much more established in what like my local community knows me as. So I'm going to be moving Sarah, Alaska under the umbrella of Tiger Lily and Tundra, but that makes absolutely no difference to you, nor is that information that you really needed, but there you have it. So anyhow, these are the ways that you can get in touch with me and reach out at any time. I am super happy to help. I love doing these things. I love making tech accessible to folks. And one thing that I have absolutely loved every single second of our Made to Do This experience. I try to put myself in the shoes of people that aren't quite as tech savvy. And I feel that is a component that is potentially not as strong as the others. And so I'm trying, particularly with our cohort, because I love you guys, to make those pieces just seamless and less frustrating, because I don't want people to have like their great business vision and like they totally see the big beautiful thing that it's going to be, but because they can't get the tech piece just up and running, then they don't go anywhere. So that's what I'm all about. Any last questions?
This was super helpful. I really appreciate the offer and the reasonable price. And I do think that your services are needed. And I think you should sell a day of Voxer to anybody who needs tech help, because everybody in our group needs it.
That's a brilliant idea. I'm new-ish to Voxer. It just isn't what my brain immediately goes to, but it is definitely something that I will explore. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I use Voxer just for texting. Do like, what else does it do?
What is it?
It's a way. Here's what I like about it for working with clients. You can basically voice, message them, so you can carry on a voice conversation throughout the day, and it can be more dedicated. So like if they're working on a project and they're like, I really want to buy a day of support to get this project to make it happen. Like, so like say I'm like, okay, I've cleared my calendar tomorrow, not Thanksgiving, but a different day, to make something specific in my business happen, then I could totally see Sarah being like, okay, I'm available from this hours to that hours. You can sign up through my Calendly and like book it and pay me for however much you think that's worth. And then like that way you get dedicated support on a day and it's just back and forth. And then she could have a way to share videos like via email or Facebook or wherever you share stuff. So
That's
Got it.
brilliant.
Yeah, I use Voxer for my old business, but I wasn't really thinking of it as, as like a support, for
Mhm.
actual
coaching tool. It's a good coaching tool because then you can be like
Ah,
doing your emails and work, and like it's just kind of with tech changing and people not being able to be face and face, it's like a way to not, because in an hour-long coaching session you don't necessarily have the time to like, it's just so intense, right? Like this
Right.
like gives people to time to process and ideate and like come back with more questions, and like it could be really helpful.
Right. Yeah. And be like, okay, go do this step and then come back.
Yeah.
And
So we're getting ready to launch a program, and we're using it as a way to like be available to answer people's questions about the program.
oh yeah, it's got a cool like video feature
Mhm.
where you can record and send.
oh, super
Nice.
cool.
I don't know what it is.
That's awesome.
Dumb question, back to like the ConvertKit. Where's the list of emails of every other subscribers? Where do you find that?
That's a great question. Let's see. Oops.
I think it says subscribers.
Is that it? Is that I didn't click, I don't have it. So that I saw
Yes.
that button, and that's where you click and that's where they all are.
Yeah, I clicked on it. I
And then
subscribed.
that's just kept there forever. So you want to do it for anything, you just have that list. Similar to MailChimp.
So here are all the subscribers, and like many of them will have a tag on the back end that is, like whatever it is that I've tagged them for. So that, and then when you ConvertKit calls your emails broadcasts. So when you want to broadcast to a group, then you just come to the broadcast piece, and then it asks you like, do I want to send this to all of my subscribers, or do I want to send it just to the people that are subscribed to this workshop? Oops, I didn't hit there we go. So now if I send the email, or when I get ready to send the email, it's just going to go to the people to you guys. That would be.
And then when we were talking about having the opt-in a few weeks ago, is that what this is?
No. Well, so the opt-in is getting their email address. That is the whole purpose. So once you have their email address, here, this is really what you are wanting. And then moving forward in your business, you can use because they have given you consent, you can use their email to engage with them moving forward, which is what you want, is so that, people continue to work with you and interact with you over the course of a long time.
You could create an opt-in in here though. You could, like, if you wanted information.
The thing that, like when you were, when you sent us the message saying sign up for our.
Uh-oh, you broke up.
Sorry. I know I'm back on it. Sorry, it's the hospital. I'm trying to wait for a call. Okay. If you, well, I'm trying to thought now. Okay. Your thing that you sent this morning saying sign up for my course, that's not considered an opt-in, or it is? Like, how would you, that is the opt-in, and then you get this. So how would you, where would I put that if I didn't want it in my Facebook feed, if I didn't want it in my regular Instagram feed? Like, how am I telling them to do this, to opt in? Where does it go? Does it flash across my website? Does it?
Well, yeah, it could be at the front page of your website if you have one. It could be, once you have their email address, you could email them like the next step, or like the next offer that you're providing.
Right, but if I don't have, I need to get a list of people. So like the idea of an opt-in. So how do I use this as what they're opting into? Like how, like your offer? Like I guess you take the link and you put it into
your
something.
business is, like, what's your business?
I'm a dermatologist, but eventually I'll want to do something for like a skincare company, or not a skincare, like teaching company, essentially, like telling people how to manage their skin issues and how to choose skincare, affordable skincare.
Perfect. So a great freebie then would maybe be like top 10 tricks for summertime to keep your skin looking fresh and vibrant, and have
Right.
a PDF. And you would make the landing page that says, you're going to want this PDF about all these skincare tips. Super great. If you want it, then you have to give me your email address. And
Correct. But where am I posting that? That like is like a pop-up on your website? Is that how that works? And if my site's in Squarespace, will it allow me to do something with ConvertKit in the middle of it?
Yes.
You
Yes.
can.
Squarespace and ConvertKit talk to each other. So you could put it right in the middle of your website.
Okay. I feel like I want to take down the MailChimp option. I don't even know how I did it. It was impossible. I did it like a year and a half ago and I have no clue. It was so hard. And it was so not intuitive that it's attached as a subscribe link, but I hate it. Like, I don't even know how to get into it and find it. And I have no idea if anyone signed up, and it's so annoying.
You need a day of Voxer with Sarah.
Yes, you do need a day of Voxer.
I don't know what is Voxer. I don't know what Voxer is. I don't know what this.
Like a walkie-talkie app. It's getting support.
Okay.
It's like having tech support on hand. If it was
right. No, I did. I messaged you actually, Sarah. I did your last course that you did, and I messaged you, but I did it through Facebook and I didn't hear back. But that's okay. I'll email you. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Shucks. Well,
that's okay. I didn't know. I know you had a million ways to find you. You're like, it's easier to find me on my Facebook Messenger, and I didn't find you on that. I guess that's okay. I can email.
Okay. Well, we will connect for sure.
It's okay.
Any other questions before we say toodaloo?
I did have a question. It's not really related to this, but I was wondering if anyone knew. Someone mentioned that there was a spreadsheet or a document with email addresses and social handles for me to do this, and I can't find it. Does anyone want to help me find it?
I think that Jess did it. Jess Matley. Type her name in there.
Okay. Thank you.
2 T's.
Yeah.
She wrote saying, should we do it? I said it's already there. And she was really, but I think that she still set it up, or it's there. Check on her Jess Matley link. Does it pop up?
I see her and I'll look.
No, because she has her new program going, so she's tons of posts in there, but she did it around maybe in September. She did it. No, what month are we in? When did we start doing this? At the beginning. I think it's when she started doing it.
All right, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Well, I will be sending you the recording and the PowerPoint in just a little while. And I will also link to the first recording that we did. It's essentially the same thing, but I am just presenting it in, on another day. But I may have added something, or, if you just want to see me twice, you can go there also. But thank you guys for spending time with me this morning. I appreciate it. And let me know how I can help you moving forward.
Thank you so much. So helpful. You're all so easy to understand.
Oh, good. Thanks. Yes. I'm glad it was helpful.
I feel like I'm still a techie step behind to even get to what you're talking about, but
we'll get you there.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Have a good holiday, guys.
Thanks. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Bye.